Summer is coming, whether you like it or not, and youth pastors everywhere are trying to decide whether they should hit pause on their programming or whether they should keep going strong. I want to encourage you in this video. We're going to explore the pros of keeping your programming going and contrast it with the cons of what it would look like if you chose to take a little bit of a break. Make sure that you stick around for the entire video, because at the end I have 100 social media ideas for you to go ahead and take and adopt in your ministry, especially if you choose to hit pause, as well as 3 tips for an amazing summer regardless of the decision that you choose. Don't forget to subscribe so that you don't miss a single one of our episodes now as we're leading into summer and during the entire course of the summer. And as always, there are chapters listed down below so that you can hop ahead to the part of the show that makes the most sense to you. Welcome everyone to the Hybrid Ministry Show. What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Hybrid Ministry Show. In this episode, we're going to compare and contrast summer programming versus taking a break. So let's not waste any time. What are the pros of staying engaged with having summer programming in your youth ministry? Well, the first pro I would say is that students' sports schedules and students' extracurricular activities tend to take a little bit more of a dip. And so historically, if youth ministries have been going strong through the summer, if they've been going strong through the school year and then they take a break during the summer, they match the students' schedule. So while students are going strong during the school year, we're going strong during the school year, when students tend to take a dip, we would also take a dip. And I think it's worthwhile to consider, while students' schedules take a little bit of a dip, what if our programming ramps up or at least doesn't go anywhere? Why? Because you may or may not have some students who are so busy during the school year now, they're just simply not able to make a Wednesday night or a Sunday night, but you having programming, you do have an opportunity to now catch them when their schedule does tend to take a break. I remember one time, it was the very first week of our summer schedule, and it was the first time that I ever chose to stay engaged during the summer. And I looked out across the audience and I saw a student who I hadn't seen for the entire time of my duration and my tenure as a youth pastor at that church. And I had messaged with her mom, and her mom was lamenting the fact that her dance schedule didn't line up with when our student ministry was, and our student ministry had just made a change from Wednesday to Sunday. And at that same time when our student ministry made that change, her dance schedule also made that exact same change. And so she was so bummed out that we shifted from Wednesday to Sunday because her dance schedule had just shifted from Wednesday to Sunday. So she missed literally the entire school year, but I looked out and boom, there she was. And I was like, man, had we not chosen to meet, she still wouldn't have been there. And so I know that you as a youth pastor, you have a heart to reach and capture your students. And so staying engaged in your programming during the summer can offer and allow you to have that sort of opportunity. The other thing that summer programming does is, honestly, it gives you a chance to try out some creative ideas. In fact, if you didn't know this, I have a Patreon account where I weekly share what we're doing in our youth ministry. And it's just $4 a month, which is $1 per episode, where I detail and break down everything I'm doing to be creative and stay hybrid. And so this summer, I'm going to be taking you along on that journey. And I would love to encourage you, if you're one that wants to increase your creativity in your youth ministry, lean into your social media and your digital presence, come hang out with us over on Patreon, and we're going to be giving that out $1 per week for the bonus podcast episodes. But it gives you a chance to be a little bit creative, to try something different that maybe, I don't know, before wouldn't have worked. Hey, youth pastors, church communications people, would you like to have your social media dialed in for the next 90 days, especially with summer on the horizon? Listen, that's exactly what you're going to get with the summer and seasonal social media pack. It's a new product that I'm rolling out exclusively on my Patreon. It's 3 months of custom strategic content for less than $20. And this is built specifically for busy youth pastors like you who want to stay active on TikTok and Instagram Reels and YouTube without spending 10 plus hours a month figuring out what to post. So here's what you're going to get. You're going to get 50% of the content completely done. It's turnkey, plug and play, post it and go. The other 50% is custom content for you to still shoot. However, I'm going to provide scripts and templates and frameworks so that your face, your students, and your volunteers are who are seen on your social media feeds. This is not just pretty graphics. This is a full-blown social media strategy for the next 3 months, designed by someone who knows both youth youth ministry and digital ministry. And so if you're tired of scrambling for the cost of less than a pizza and frankly more nourishing than a pizza, grab the seasonal social media pack today. Oh, and I almost forgot, Patreon members get it for free. All right, so what are the cons? Well, the cons are, of course, that you don't get a break in your programming. If you go straight in your school year programming into your summer programming, you don't get any little bit of a rest. And additionally speaking, neither do your leaders. And so that, of course, is the con. And that's probably one of the major players in this decision is you've been working hard all September, from September through May, all school year. And you're maybe looking forward to getting a little bit of a break, maybe a little bit of a breather. And staying strong with your programming throughout the summer doesn't really give you that option. And in addition to that, because school year and like fall-based launches and the start, post Labor Day and welcome back and back to school Sunday and all the things that go along with traditional church ministry, especially as it pertains to launching strong and launching hard in the fall. You might need to be recruiting leaders. Not taking a break over the summer may not give you as much space to retool and get ready to launch strong in the fall, or at least that may be some of what you're thinking and some of what you kind of have going on in your mind there. And so I just want to encourage you, like, as you're kind of debating through this, like if your priority is having a strong school year based student ministry, and if summer robs from that, I can imagine where that might be a con. Let's take a look then here at some of the pros and the cons of choosing to take a break during the summer. So the pros are that if you do feel like you're running just so hard and so fast and so strong all during the school year, the summer definitely does offer a little bit of a reprieve. Burnout is real among youth pastors. Shout out to my friend DERRY, link down below or right here on YouTube at the top of the screen on my episode with him where I interviewed how does he avoid burnout. It is a fantastic episode. And what I'll just say is if taking time off during the summer is a way to help you avoid burning out, then it's more advantageous to not meet during the summer so that you can tend to your soul. But I would just say maybe it's worthwhile to go take a look at that episode from DERRY and see if during this next school year, if there are some practices and some principles that he laid out that you can actually apply so that when next summer rolls around, if you are considering maybe not breaking for your programming as opposed to breaking, that you won't be so tired and so burnt out by the time you get on the doorstep of summer so that you can maybe show up for your students. Another pro, of course, is that you do give an opportunity to give your leaders a break. So if you know how important it is to lean on leaders, and leaders really are the backbone of student ministry. If you don't meet during the summer, obviously you don't need your leaders to be there. If you do meet during the summer, you kind of need your leaders to show up. You know what I'm saying? So that is one of the pros of choosing to take a break during the summer. The cons, of course, are like, just think about this. Do you really want to go 3 months without meeting? Like, just like basketball, student ministry is a momentum game. And so taking 3 months off, especially when you probably got a high-level, high-flying thing like camp or a mission trip woven throughout the programming of your summer, to just do that and then come back and not have anything for several months, like that's really a con that is worth considering. Like, do you really want to come back and then just be like, all right, see you guys after Labor Day? Like, for me personally, that feels like a little bit long and a little bit of an arduous break. The other thing, of course, is that you're not meeting during some of students' most available seasons as the pro to the reason why you maybe should consider keeping summer programming going. And so those are both sides. You can probably tell that objectively speaking, we do choose to meet during the summer. We retool, we scale it back. We're very creative. We do things that are very different. And so let me just give you 3 tips, regardless of which decision you're going to land on, which camp you fall in for this debate. 3 tips to help you program amazing things, or at least do amazing youth ministry during the summer, whether you're meeting or not. So tip number 1 is follow your church's guide. If you have regular, say, midweek or regular Sunday night activities church-wide, kids ministry, adult ministry, all the things, and they take a break, then perhaps consider also taking a break. If you're the only group that meets on campus when you meet, then that's not as big of a deal. But consider following your church's lead. However, unlike the last video in this playlist where I talked about the importance of following your church's lead as it pertains to promotion, that's like A level. Like, absolutely do not deviate from your church's plan. On this one, I would say I think things can be a little bit different, because while some of the offerings for kids ministry and some of the offerings for adult ministry may be a little more elective based or a little more optional, if this is your main meeting time, then if you do choose to meet during the summer while the rest of your church takes time off, then stand strong on that and communicate the importance of meeting when students are more available. Again, you don't have to do as wholesale or full scale of a programming. You can scale it back. You can throw some creative options. Again, I'm going to give you some of those and some of what we're doing in our student ministry. But you can kind of pull back the programming intensity a little bit so that you can have some fun and just make it a little bit more of a casual hangout. But the tip is, if your church, follow your church's lead if you're unsure which direction to lean on this debate. The second tip I have for you is, if you do take a break, and even if you don't, but if you do, lean in harder than on social media, because you may not be meeting on a Wednesday night or a Sunday night or whatever night you choose to meet. So you have more time in the office. So lean harder into social media, which is linked down below. The freebie tease at the beginning of the video, 100 different topic ideas for you for different concepts that you can use on social media. So for us, I have a 4-part social media strategy and social challenge guide, a whole playlist detailed for free, listed down below in the description. Go check that out, 1 episode per video. But this freebie gives you 100 different topic ideas to help you lean into some of the creativity and some of the social media ideas. And then you can continue to kind of show up where your students are, even if you choose not to meet. And then the third and final idea is just simply this. It's summer, man. Have fun. Like, if you do choose to meet, have fun while you do it. If you don't, have fun. Do it on social media. Have a blast with your students, creating content both for them and also consider doing it with them. And the thing about summer that's so fun, and one of the things that we do, is we try to kind of ride the National Day trend. So if you didn't know, there is a national day every single day, multiple national days. So this summer, for example, we're choosing like Beautiful Grandparent Day, where we're going to play extreme bingo, and National Cheesecake Day is going to round out our summer, programming, and Leon Day, which is June 25th. It is the backwards, Leon spelled backwards is Noel. So June 25th is when crafters start getting their Christmas supplies out. Last summer, we did like National Avocado Day, and we celebrated some holidays like that. And so there's always an option of a thing that you can just kind of trend surf. We don't theme out our midweek throughout the regular school year, but during the summer, we kind of have fun with it. And it also is a fun way to kind of create some social media content around it. We'll go around and interview people and ask them, things about each of those topics or whatever, and kind of do a man on the street style video. And again, some of that is detailed and outlined down below in that 100 free things. So go ahead and grab that freebie so that you don't neglect and that you don't avoid social media this summer. Hey everyone, coming up in the next episode is the 4th and final installment of this versus playlist, where we're going to be looking at digital ministry versus in-person ministry. And if you're watching this after it's released, it's going to be linked right here on the screen. If you're watching this live, it will be releasing next Thursday. But until next time, and as always, my friends, don't forget, stay hybrid.